This is a review of lesson 192. It is lesson 212. Still in the collection of I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I have a function God would have me fill. I seek the function that would set me free from all the vain illusions of the world. Only the function God has given me can offer freedom. Only this I seek, and only this will I accept as mine. I have a function God would have me fill. I seek the function that would set me free from all the vain illusions of the world. Only the function God has given me can offer freedom. Only this I seek, and only this will I accept as mine. I have a function God would have me fill. I seek the function that would set me free from all the vain illusions of the world. Only the function God has given me can offer freedom. Only this I seek, and only this will I accept as mine. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. This is speaking to me of my mind tries to tell me that the context of this lesson is about how it pertains to all of us, in the function being realization that we don't see clearly, that we are assigning value to the valueless, that we are making these determinations. We are judging every moment, and our judgments are condemning not just others, but ourselves. All of this creating the illusion that we believe we are living in. Okay, so that's one thing. But when I was reading this, it was speaking to me of something so much greater. So much emphasis lately for me has been on loving ourselves, accepting our journey, accepting where we are on our path, our spiritual path, allowing it to just be okay. And when I read this, what it says to me is, I seek the function that would set me free, and it is the one that God would have me fill. I look at each and every one of us as aspects of God, each and every one of us having an individualized experience for God. So if God, and many different faiths speak of this, if God wanted to know itself, her self, the infinite may, I don't want to say divide, but I do, shard itself into many fragmented pieces. I was shown this some years ago, as if we had shattered a ball and there were all these tiny little glimmering pieces broken into aspects so small that they were just specks of light. And each one of those then goes down in layers of consciousness until it abides within a mortal form that we would call a body. This was shown to me some years ago. May have even been before I picked up the Course again. I picked up the Course originally. My son is 9, and it was before he was born, I believe. I may have been pregnant with him. when I picked it up. I think I bought it prior to that, though. And it called to me from a bookshelf in a bookstore, and I can't even tell you now why I was there. I wasn't ready for it the first time I tried to read it. I began reading the text and not the workbook lessons. I began reading the text and I plunged into a very, I'm going to say, a dark place. Where it may have actually happened the first 2 times I tried the Course. Initially I thought, if none of this has any meaning, then why am I here? What am I doing? Why go through this if it doesn't mean anything? I would say in the back of my mind there is still that somewhere. In the back of my mind there is still a bit of that. I haven't found that joy, that joyful place that the Course speaks of and other texts speak of. Momentary joy, yes, but not that blissful place of I am God in a body. This is supposed to be fun. It's funny. In these most turbulent of times. In this, though, what it speaks to me is the function that would set me free is the one that was given to specifically this aspect of God that is residing within this vessel, this body. The difficulty is that we have forgotten, or we have chosen to forget, because that is necessary for the lesson. The illusions of the world, when I look at it this way, become all the things that I tell myself that I am supposed to be. All the stories and the thoughts and the concepts and the beliefs that I have that I am supposed to be, that those around me are supposed to be, that how life is supposed to be. And if I would only fill my function within this experience, that it would automatically clear away the illusions of the world. Doesn't mean the illusion of the world goes away. Like, it's to say the illusions that are within an illusion. The illusions of the world then become the untruths. There are those in a course that would say that the world itself is an untruth. But while you're here, it isn't. While you're here, it is tangible. And so let's look at this. What can we separate out as being tangible from intangible, right? This desk appears to be solid. It appears to be solid, even though I know that it's particles vibrating at a certain speed and being held together by a magnetism, magnetic force that is attracting all of these particles to themselves and appearing to be a solid form. There's several different, almost entities, energetic entities at work there in this process. You have that which creates the magnetism, the positive, negative charge of each particle. Then you have the force of magnetism itself. You've got so many different things working here. I am not a physicist at all, and so I really can't speak much to this, only what I see in my mind's eye. And so the understanding, some higher understanding than what my mind is capable of. That's about it. Only the function God has given me, and God has given me a function. As an aspect of God, I have a function. Can't remember what it is, right? As long as I'm in this experience, I almost said illusion, and maybe they're interchangeable in a sense. As long as I am in this story that is playing out as the character I think I am the aspect of God, this character that is this aspect of God, okay? And the only function I have in the story is the one that was scripted for me by God, the one that was written for me by God. As if God said, here is the plan for you. You are to go, and these are the things I would like you to focus on. In this experience, these are the things I would like you to give your love and attention to, that I might glean through you, through your experience, what this is. And imagine all of us having this same experience. We are all having this experience, but as different aspects of God with different points of focus, and it is only that. My points of focus, I have been specialized for. The small I have been specialized for as a function of facilitation, of learning to the higher self, God. And in a sense, if I pair this with information from the Urantia book, in a sense then, as we go through these experiences and as we continue on this path of serving the function that God has given us, and I would say it's likely different each experience, each life experience, because the body dies. We perceive the death of the body, so we're not reusing the same bodies over and over and over. And so why would you need a different body unless the body is tailored to the facilitating of the lesson, facilitating the functionality required for that specific lesson, which means the lessons are always different. Okay. So only the function God has given me can offer freedom. And what that is saying to me now, looking at it from this place, is that if I serve in each now moment, if I focus only on that which I am directed toward by intuition, by passion, by desire, then I will feel free, because all of the labels and illusions or expectations of the world that are not my constitution, not my path to walk as divinely given, fall away. If I am willing to give my absolute focused attention to my mission given to me by God to serve God, which is to serve all of us. Because if I don't do that, someone else must come do it. Isn't that so? If I do not wholly immerse myself into the goal given me by God, then wouldn't another have to come with that same command to do that which I did not accomplish? That makes sense. Having said that, I would say there are probably, I can't even imagine how many different aspects of God come and are put into very similar bodily vessels to have very similar experiences with just slight variations, because, you know, we have that freedom to choose, which creates more variation within this, I want to say, scheme, but I'm actually seeing like almost like geometric shapes, lines of light overlapping, intersecting. And so it's really interesting, and only this will I accept as mine. Okay. And again, and only this task that has been given to me by God, the all itself, only that will I accept as mine. So in this, it is also saying to really be responsible, to feel what resonates with each and every one of us, and not adopt the ideology, beliefs, concepts, acceptables, practicals, will of the others around us. Only in this is freedom. Freedom is being absolutely who we are as the divine aspect of God on this particular quest, on this particular soul's journey. And only by being absolutely true to that do we find freedom. And it is that sense of, it is the feeling of freedom. It is the feeling of not having to conform or commit ourselves to the ideas of anyone else. There are those who will say, but what about the ones who would do evil in the world? And Spirit would say that the evil that is committed stems from not living this authentically, not living in this authentic, true to self way. It is when we try to manipulate what we are, who we are, how we are, to the will and desires of others, other influences, powers, and the like, that dysfunction occurs, dis-ease occurs. This is a really interesting section here, and I've read a few until I came to this one and was really inspired to actually get into it. So I found that really interesting. I hope that this message finds you well. Again, I'm still not feeling great, so I apologize for looking like a little drugged down and sounding a little not right. I'm still a little under the weather, so I appreciate your patience with that, and believe you me, I am very frustrated over it, but I need to accept that this is the plan. How do I know? Because here it is. So, in peace and love, may you be blessed.